everybody, my name is Kyle.
I'm Bianca.
And I'm Matt. And today we're at the OC Great Park
to interview Ms. Vivian Ngo, the architect who designed the sports complex of the park.
Let's go!
My name is Vivian Ngo. I'm one of the architects to design the Orange County Sports Park.
When and how did you first decide to take a career in architecture?
I took a class called drafting. Back when I was middle schooler, it was still done by hand. Now it's all computer, but it was really fun to communicate something in three-dimensional on paper. So that's something that I really enjoy, and I really like drawing. I doodle a lot. So when I was a student, I studied abroad in Europe, and then I was traveling a lot. So this is kind of the travel sketches I made during my backpacking around Europe. And this is a very fun way to document different things you see, such as the Japanese pavilion in Brussels, and different in Paris. You can have a map. This is the aqueduct I saw in France, in Barcelona. So this is a sketchbook that I made when I was traveling, and even 15 years later, I still remember. When I sat on the curb, sketching these sketches. So it's very meaningful. My love of drawing is what led me to become an architect. And then of course you had to go to school, go to college, go to grad school, and then take all these exams, and later you'll be a licensed architect. Almost every architect should have a sketchbook. This is my sketchbook from a few years ago. So this is a sketch that I've made when I was traveling, when I was working and traveling in Melbourne, Australia. I basically just spent my afternoon just walking around the laneways and just sketching about the different scenes in this laneway, because it's very interesting in Melbourne that there's a lot of shops, and then it's very, very long. So it's just a very long laneway, and this is one thing the architect can use to describe, different cafes or shops or candy store, or there's a soup place I like to go. So there's different types of travel sketches that I like to make.
What was the most intricate building you ever designed?
A couple years ago, I worked in a skyscraper, a high-rise, a 53 stories building in Shenzhen, China. It was a twin tower with bridges, connected to it, and within the bridges, it's like gym, basketball court, library. So it's really fun, but it's a very complicated building. It's never really done before. So it was a lot of meetings with different structural engineers, a lot of different kind of engineers to make sure the buildings don't fall down, and make sure the skin and the outside it's really nice. So in architecture, it's not just one person making the building possible. There's a huge team behind it. So just like the sports park, there's so many people behind making this possible. So teamwork is very important in architecture.
What would be your advice for future architects?
You have to kind of live it, and also work on communication skills, both verbally and graphically. When you can verbally communicate with a client, with a consultant in meetings, it's very important skills. And then also graphically, either you want to draw, or you want to draw on computer or by hand. So communication skill is something that will not will no matter what the technology is, it will still be very fundamental to an architect.
What inspired your designs for the Orange County Great Park?
How do we want the public to experience this park when there's such a big land, and then there are all these little buildings? So our idea is to have a wayfinding element, kind of like in Moana, you kind of have a wayfinder. Our idea is to have a canopy, kind of you can see the white canopy. So each of these buildings have different white canopies. So when you see it from very far away, you see that there is a building that you want to go to. The material is very natural and very neutral, so it's nothing sticking out, because this is a park. We want to highlight the fields and the flat, and not the building itself, not that much, but the canopy, it will be the special elements in this park.
Of this entire you personally relate to?
When I was working in the park, I really enjoyed designing the softball stadium because I like softball. It's fun place, and then the softball stadium also have a very beautiful canopy. It's a hexagon, looks like beehive, so it's a very fun thing to design.
Is there any facility in the park that families and kids can also enjoy?
Yeah, the Great Park has a big orange balloon that you could go up and down, and you can see very great view of the whole city of Irvine. There's also a playground that has a kids zip line, but make sure you hold on tight because it's really fast. And then there's a lot of different sports field that you could just bring a ball and kick around. You know, it's very fun, and lots of bike trail that great for biking around.